guys. This is the first episode of What If Deku Was a Ghoul, hero and villain. Okay, we're gonna start with his birth technically. Now, during while Inko is in the hospital, Comet passes by. She doesn't see this at all. She just wished to have a strong baby, and strong babies because she knows she's having twins. And hopefully that they hopefully that they be nice to each other and always be good to each other and always be best friends. Well, this comment just so it happened to be, this is my what if story, you can't do anything about it, uh, is kind of sentient and very powerful. We'll get to that later. Basically, it allows you to have one wish, but the second wish would be the reverse wish. So, this comment is so powerful, is like, oh, why not just take a power from another universe or dimension or whatever you call different parallel universe, let's just say that. So, he goes to the Tokyo Ghoul universe and sees Kaneki. He's very powerful, so it's like, you are the one I want, so I'm taking you. And he places him in the My Hero Academia world. About 400 years before Deku was born. And it just so happens that Deku, like great mother, or whatever, how far you want to go back, married Kaneki, and Kaneki, of course, outlived her. Kaneki's basically immortal. So Deku's now related to Kaneki, and that's how the Ghoul bloodline started. But it was never supposed to be in anyone else. That's how powerful this asteroid is. This asteroid's like a god, except it's not. It's an asteroid, just very sentient. So a day later, because she was expected to have pregnancy that day and supposed to have the babies that day, but all powerful asteroid wants it to wait for a while. I don't know why. Don't ask why, please. And then, oh, sorry if you guys can hear that scratching. That's my fingernail scratching the back of my case. Because I'm impatient. And, okay. Now, Deku's born, okay, or Izuku Midoriya. I'm naming the other one Izuku Midoriya, so you guys get confused, and hero will be called Deku, and villain just be called Izuku Midoriya. He's basically, I don't know his name, but, he has bad quirk and attacks this school that one day. I forgot his name. I'm pretty sure he just used his real name, like his government given name, for his hero. I'm pretty sure. That's what I've heard, at least. So basically, all. Never mind. Forget about that. Now, Deku, okay, which is the hero one, this is the story we're going to be following. Deku was born with his quirk activated, well, Kagane activated. It's not a quirk, so it can't be shut off, like with, Aizawa's erase quirk at all, whatsoever. Like, I don't care what you think, it's not a quirk, it's just a power. So, Deku here only, was supposed to have 2 eyes, but since it was twins, this is my what if, you can't change it. Since he had twins, Inko had twins, Deku only has 1 eye, and let's say it's his, left eye, that's, ghoulified, and his right eye isn't, and Inzuku, the villain, only has his right eye, and his left eye is perfectly normal. So they both have eye patches on. Well, not Inzuku at all, because he didn't show his quirk whatsoever. Deku was born with his quirk activated. This is gonna get so confusing. If you guys don't have a good memory, like, um, like me, I don't have a good memory whatsoever. So I'll just continue the story then. Uh, so comes kindergarten. Basically, since Deku has his quirk, he's a little bit more confident and can stand up to Bakugo or Kachan or Kachon or whatever. I'm pretty sure it's Kachon. And Izuku, the villain, never went to school whatsoever because he taught himself. He spent most of his life studying different things, studying workouts. He does work out quite a bit. He is very toned. Like, when you see a person hit at the gym every day lifting like 600 pounds, like normal, uh, and squatting like 1,000 pounds. Basically, he's just very ripped because of he's part ghoul. I'd say he's half ghoul. Let's just say that. Blame the asteroid, not me. Uh, shut up, cat. So Inzuku is a little less confident. No, is as confident as the Inzuku in the regular My Hero, but once he beats the crap out of Bakugo that one time, he's not as confident. He's more confident than his brother. Uh, we'll get to that later in the villain side of the story. So, Deku, hero, he was told by his mother never to show his quirk. Because Asteroid gave her all knowledge about the quirk and stuff. Because Asteroid is an asteroid, what do you expect? So, she knows about the quirk and she knows that, Inzuku. No, I'll make this easy. Inzuku Midoriya is the villain. Deku Midoriya is the hero. There we go. Shut up, cat. Jeez. So Deku. Okay. I don't have to get you guys mixed up anymore. Hopefully. Deku Midoriya. He wants to apply for UA. It's basically everything is the same. Well, he's more toned out, just naturally, and he naturally has a quick regeneration, but not quick enough to believe he has a regeneration quick enough to believe that he has a chance, but he's quirkless. They're gonna be quirkless until they meet All Might. Now let's talk about a spiritual bond here. Since Enko wished for like the strongest babies in the world, pretty much. She wanted them to be the strongest thing ever. You can't have two strongest things ever, but they're technically, by a spiritual bond, one person. Okay, now hear me out. Hear me out. They're both gonna be the same strength. Knowledge, no. They gotta get that their own. Knowledge, absolutely not. We'll explain that later. Okay? You'll find out pretty soon. So, basically, Deku is very toned out. He's, like, pretty strong. He can lift 6... No, I'm kidding. In kindergarten, he can lift 200 pounds. So can his brother. He can squat 400. Let's just make it like that, okay? Throughout the entire series. They're just very strong. So we get past kindergarten where Bakio lights his quirk, and Deku's tempted. His brother notices this and smacks him aside the head, kind of softly, very softly, because if they did, he'd be thrown into the nether wall, because they're both like 60 pounds. Don't ask why. Ask Asteroid if you want to know. Uh, basically, all it Inzuku does, this is gonna get me confused, just smack him across the back of the head, and Deku was like, what the hell? Well, not what the hell, like, what the crap? Because, you'd never say hell for some reason. Since you're an asteroid, don't blame me. He will say it later, of course, when he gets older. Uh, and then he gets smacked across the head again by the teacher. He's like, don't say that. Uh, she's like, don't say that. The male would never do anything like that because, government, mm, uh, from what I at least see, I hate the government. So basically, I'll get on with the story now. So basically, Deku is like, so mean. And Inzuku hits the teacher across the room. Because, only he can hit his brother. It's like a brotherly thing. He's like, don't you dare touch my brother, or I will hit you harder. Yeah, they're pretty strong, I'd say. In the future, they're going to be stronger than All Might. Like, just their base strength is just going to be stronger than All Might's. 100%, all or nothing, uh, power. Like, you can't go any, like, basically, oh, never mind. They're soon be as strong as that. Now, they don't need to eat. They don't need to eat human flesh. They can eat human flesh. There's no drawbacks. But let's just say only their heart, their lungs, and kidneys, right? Yeah, their kidneys are the only ghoul things out there. Now, ghoul things in their bodies. Since they're twins, it's just gonna be the same. I don't care. So, stop that cat. Oh, he's playing with the napkin again. So basically their bowel system, intestines, stomach, and stuff like that is not goofied. Now this is what I think is the reason why, and the goofied other organs don't see those as goofied organs, so they don't attack it. I'm not 100% sure, but this is my what if. I don't care. Sentient asteroid, blame it. Uh, I'll be saying that a lot this series for sure. So basically, all of that really happens is people are terrified of Inzuku right now because he just smacked this teacher. Okay, let's just make the teachers more ripped than they are. The male teacher can lift like 1,000 pounds. Okay, I don't care. I don't care if he couldn't at all. He can lift 1,000 pounds and squat 2,000 pounds. He's kind of terrified because he knows the force in order to do that. Not because he was a beater. Oh, boomer. A little joke. No one's gonna take that very well. Uh, basically, all they really, he's terrified of this little child. Now, he does not know anything about this spiritual bond. He's not strong enough. And the other teacher, let's say her quirk, I never learned her quirk. I don't know if she has a quirk. Let's just say her quirk is sensory, like the best sensory ever. So she's great at counseling, and she's really smart because of the sensory ability. She can read minds, and she's been near Nezu, which is, I'm pretty sure, the super intelligent person. And she has great memorization, of course, because why not? So basically, she's really smart and can really understand which people, or she can feel emotions and stuff. She can also feel the spiritual bond, and she's also terrified of Deku, like absolutely terrified, because she notices a bond only with twins that'll happen, and usually their power is somewhere around there. But she realizes this very, very strong bond. So therefore, can I get rid of those? Yes. So therefore, all that happens is she is respectful to both of them. Now, the male teacher sees this and he's like, she's being respectful to both. Why? And he realizes, because he's also pretty smart. He's just not a musclehead. Okay, he's a bit of security guy too. So no one attacks his school because of that guy. Okay, let's just say that villains would. But why would you attack a school full of people who could potentially become villains and help you out? Okay, that's what's in their mind. Also, they have a code where Kaneki never allows anything because Kaneki is like the villain of all villains. Kaneki realizes he doesn't have to eat either because Century and Asteroid doesn't want like a bunch of people dying all of a sudden. So basically, sentient asteroid. Oh god, I'm gonna. But the asteroid makes it so he doesn't have to eat or anything. He increases his generation by twofolds and his defense by twofolds and his strength by twofolds, so he can. Okay, let's just make him twice as strong as All Might. Okay, at like all or nothing full power. Uh, his defense can take 100 All Might's offer. Like, alright, let's just say All Might full power is very, very strong. He can take 100 of the strongest punches All Might can do. And his regeneration is hard enough to where if you were to somehow absolutely obliterate 3/4, which is 75% of his body, like you can leave 75% of his leg left, and he'll regenerate completely with all his memories intact and everything with what happened. Century and Asteroid helps him out because Century and Asteroid, or I'm gonna call it Asteroid Boy. Yes, making. No, I mean, I'm kidding. And basically gives Kaneki a bit of a sensory. Gives Kaneki a quirk. The quirk is an enhancement, okay, because otherwise this enhancement would be very powerful, and I would absolutely make Kaneki broken on an accident. I'm already making him broken. And the quirk is, let's just say, like, be able to tell the future, pretty much. Yeah, be able to see the future, like, with no consequences whatsoever because of his regeneration, okay? And he's already mentally insane, pretty much, from what I've read, because I haven't watched the anime. I've read everything I could about the anime stuff, watched a bit of previews of the anime. I want to get my butt kicked. So, that was a bit louder. So, Kaneki can be able to tell the future. He sees two threats coming. The first threat, is Mickey Mouse. Okay, wait, crap. I don't know if this mouse is coming. This weird mouse. It's very weird. You guys know this mouse. We've pretty much all seen it. It's Buff, this version. If you ever seen that meme, it's that version. And he's absolutely terrified. Because this mouse here is insanely strong. He is so strong. Like, All Might, right? No, he's like no. All Might is a fraction of his power. And, Kaneki sees another being a few months before the other being. The other being's gonna come once Deku starts the academy. Okay. Basically, a no powerful being, so powerful that he could snap everything away from distance. My ego. He doesn't know what it is, but it's my ego. That's what it is. I'll tell you right now, it's my ego. That's what it is. So he's terrified of this mysterious thing, okay? Now we're gonna cut back to Deku and Zuko. Basically, they're pretty much at each other's throats. Now, when Izuku turns 14, the start of the anime, I'm pretty sure, he gets his quirk, okay? But we're not there yet. Okay, we have to go through all the stuff in the anime, pretty much. Now, Izuku is an amazing stalker. Okay, like, you can get, like, the elite of stalkers ever, combined all their abilities, and that's Izuku. If you times it by 1,000,000,000, okay, he can come invisible whenever time he wants. It's not his quirk. He's quirkless. He's just that good at, disappearing. You'll find out later. He's very good at studying too. So he has vast knowledge. Okay, he is smarter than Nezu times 3. Okay, he is as smart as Nezu if you times him by 3. His intelligence. That's how smart Inzuku is. Okay, so now that we're over that, Deku doesn't notice him. No one notices him at all in the corner of the room in broad daylight. The lights are shining on him. No one notices him because he's that good at being invisible. Uh, so Deku, basically, when Bakugo burns his notebook and throws it out, the same happens. But Inzuku comes out from the shadows as soon as Bakugo leaves, and Deku leaves, goes to get his notebook. Inzuku beats the living crap out of Bakugo and his friends. Like, they had to go to the hospital for a month. Now, this was a very prestigious hospital. Okay, uh, basically, Inzuku makes his money through stalking, of course. Basically, he pays for all their medical bills, and the hospital knows that these boys are way too injured to even move, to even breathe. So they're on life support at the current moment, okay? Now, yes, he sent them to life support for a month. That's how powerful this guy, Izuku is. So is Deku. Deku is just as powerful. We'll get to the spiritual bond later. Basically that happens. I'll get in more depth in the villain side of the story, okay? Basically, this picture you see, if you know who made this picture, please let me know and give them the respectful rights for this picture. I can't draw anything. I could do the letters, and I'd still mess up on the letters 6,000 times. Uh, or my OCD would kick in, and basically I'd have to make it perfect distance and everything. Basically, this represents how they are at, like, every time they see each other. Besides in Zuku, because he's more controlled and stuff. Basically, Inzuku is basically a fanboy of Deku, and Deku just hates Inzuku. They both hate each other. They are at each other's throat at all times of every day. So, now, we're gonna get to, Deku. Basically, Deku is very, very strong. Everyone notices he's very toned during PE. He is the fastest, okay? Now we're gonna get to where he's 14. Inzuku awakens his quirk, and, like, yeah, both their quirks are the same as Kanaki's, because, go away, I don't really care. So, basically, after a month of being within the school, the mysterious mouse approaches and challenges Deku to a fight. Now, oh wait, I haven't gone through that. Hold on, let's back up a bit. To the sludge villain. I completely forgot about that. I'm sorry, guys. The sludge villain, he attacks Deku. Inzuku beats the living hell out of it, like, worse than what Bakugo, because Inzuku is very strong at this point. His quirk hasn't awakened whatsoever. Because, wait, was he 14 at this time? If he is 14 at this time, no, let's just say as soon as Deku enters the academy, his Inzuku's quirk awakens. Basically, at the current moment, they're half as strong as not the current, All For One. Go away, I don't care, it's 9 o'clock. Sorry. Basically, is half of the strength that All For One is at the current moment. And he gives a nice Detroit smash. Yeah, nice Detroit smash. They both do a Detroit smash. So, that means that Detroit smash is as powerful as what the full version of it would be at the current moment of this timeline, not the anime's timeline. So yeah. Now we get off. Pretty much same thing happens. They realize this. He doesn't see in Zuku. Okay, he sees Deku only, and Deku, and he's like, "How did you do that?" With my brother's help. And he's like, "Where's your brother?" Right here, right next to him. He's like, "How did I not see that?" So basically, they have a nice conversation, and he realizes time's running out. I feel like something's behind me. That's gonna scare me all night. So he has something that. Oh God, I just heard breathing. Oh no, I'm. I will send you all to hell. Sorry for one of these rants. Basically, same thing happens, but instead of like, can I be a hero without a quirk? Uh, Deku says, can I be a hero with his quirk, and shows his quirk. He shows his full power of his quirk. With his full power of his quirk alone could easily defeat All Might. Like with just one tail, he could easily. He has 1,000. No, I'm kidding. No, he has 20 tails. Now this will only increase because they're both immortal. He has 20 tails at the current moment because of power. That's how just powerful he is. Uh, so basically, uh, Deku is like, can I be a hero with this quirk? And he shows it, and All Might can just feel the power radiating from his tails, and he's like, "Yes, you can. You definitely can. You can even outshine me." And then, he's like, "Ah, brother, I'm better than you." His brother's still right by him. He didn't grab onto his leg. But he says, "I jumped here. You shut up. You grabbed onto his leg," basically. And then they have an argument, and then All Might's time runs out, and he's like, "You're not the real All Might." Besides, that's what Deku says, and Zuko says, "Oh, okay, okay, I already knew that." And All Might's just surprised. You already knew that? I'm very smart. I am very smart. You know Nezu, right? I'm 3 times smarter than him. Uh, and All Might just does not believe this whatsoever. And basically, what happens is that not Deku, yeah, Inzuku notices this. He goes into the door that was there, brings out a health potion from another world. This health potion is very strong. Let's just say it's the highest of grades of health potions from the soul leveling world. Let's just say he brings that, and then gives it to, he has teleportation, but his brother doesn't, because of just as how smart he is. He knows that he's in an anime with a creator who can do whatever he wants, okay? And he can sense the creator coming, otherwise known as my ego. He can sense that coming. Now, Deku, not Deku, Deku and All Might are surprised that that he just brought out that from a door. And then Inzuku comes up and is like, "Here, drink this," and it heals All Might to 100%, even better. Then like he healed him so much that if that was to happen again, it would just heal it completely. Okay, he won't even be damaged. That's just how powerful this healing potion is. Like, this healing potion can regenerate itself. Okay, that's how the highest of grade healing potion it is. It regenerates itself. Okay, now. But each time it loses a bit of effectiveness and can only do it 100 times. Yeah, I know. You could have made it infinite, but I don't want to make All Might that powerful. Okay, All Might would be very powerful, which means like he could kill himself and he'd just come back mighty fine. So that happens. Now, Deku, hero, is like, uh, the sludge villain does not awaken. He does follow the pocket. Inzuku notices it and is like, "Hey, where's the sludge villain?" And they're both like, "What do you mean? It's right in." Oh God, no! And they hear a loud explosion because of Bakugo. Instead of just kicking it, he explodes it, and it wakes up the sludge villain. Okay, Bakugo is an idiot. And Deku goes over, checks it out, and is like, oh no, it has Bakugo and I can't do anything about it. Uh, and he starts kind of going on the monologue, that thing that happened, like, it's all my fault, it's all my fault, it's all my fault. And All Might just notices he's there, and notices Deku, but not Izuku, who's right behind Deku. Okay, I'm not gonna emphasize that Izuku is behind Deku, and All Might doesn't notice, staring right at the back of Deku. Okay, that's just how good his stalker abilities is. Uh, so all that really happens is that uh, Inzuku gets mad that his brother is kind of crying, and he goes out, and the heroes try to stop him. He just punches the heroes into the wall, and it's like, don't try to stop me or I'll punch you harder. And then, he gets super pissed. No, let's just say this. At this current moment, his quirk activates, and you can see his Kagane. Now, Bakugo is very surprised, and he's like, which one are you? I'm Inzuku. And he's like, what do you mean? I thought Deku was Inzuku. I'm Inzuku. Deku's name is actually Deku. Call me Deku once, and I'll beat the crap out of you. Again. So, at this current moment, his strength is amplified by two folds. Okay? So, he's as strong as the current All Might sitting in the background is, when he powers to full power. So, he just Detroit smashes the villain. And since his Kagane also helped, and the Kagane are as strong as Deku's Kagane. Almost said Nzuku there. Uh, it wipes out the buildings around him and everything. And instead of just small droplets of rain, it's a thunderstorm, like a thunderstorm you couldn't even imagine. Basically, it went from clear weather with no clouds to a massive thunderstorm with a tornado. Yeah, that's just how strong it was. The tornado was, of course, Mach 5, and Enzuku just punches it with his fish this time. Detroit smashes. He just Detroit smashes nature, and then now that's done. Now we get to the academy, which is where I'm gonna drop it off here, and I'll see you guys next time.